Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gland Bodybuilding Motion. And today I want to talk to you about why I like behind the neck presses. Sometimes I like them more than in front of the neck presses. And I'm talking about the barbell, obviously, because dumbbells, you're right at your side, right? Where barbell has to go behind the head or in front. Now, the reason why I like behind the neck presses is because I do get a different stretch in the front delt belly, like the actual belly of the front delt. And I also get a bit of an activation in the side delts as well from this. But even more importantly than that, I find that because you're forced to bring the shoulders back when you're doing the behind the neck press, it puts your shoulders in just a totally different position. So there is a different level of stimulation on, let's just say, some different spots, as opposed to being in front where you're shoulder pressing. You're forced to really activate different areas of the shoulder. So although I would say pressing in the front is safer for the most part, there can be some rehabilitative uses for behind the neck presses, not just from a flexibility standpoint, but also strengthening the muscles to keep the shoulders back and activating them at the same time as firing the delts. Now, this might be more important for me than you because of this labral tear I have from my hockey injuries back in the day. But at the same time, you might notice that you get some extra activation from just moving that bar to behind the neck. Now, a couple disclaimers on this are I don't come all the way down with the bar. I don't feel compelled to touch my neck with the bar in order to do the press. Lower the bar to around the ear level, and I find that gives me the best bang for my buck, but at the same time, it doesn't put undue stress on the shoulder labrums or the cartilage in the joint. So again, this is going to be based on how you're built, but I do think it's good to err on the side of caution when it comes to behind the neck pressing. Because if you go too low for your individual situation, you may tweak your shoulder or pop your shoulder out, which I know happens to some people who have strained with too heavy of a weight, with too much range of motion with the behind the neck press. So yeah, just make sure that if you're going to do behind the neck presses, use a weight you can comfortably do 20 repetitions or above with. But at the same time, you'll notice a different type of overall delt fatigue. So if you're struggling to get that nice stretch in the delts, this exercise is a old school exercise for a reason. It does work. I feel it just feels right on those delts. And at the same time, it might in some cases alleviate shoulder pain for you if you're not activating those external rotator cuff muscles or those retraction muscles during your shoulder exercises. And when you're doing the behind the neck press, you actually activate those muscles at the same time to hold your shoulders in this position. So isometrically, you may rehabilitate your shoulder so that way it's in the right position as you are pressing. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that exercise just briefly and let you know I've been doing that lately just for fun because, you got to keep this stuff fun, right? And let me know how that works for you. I mean, each person's going to have their own individual experience, but I do feel that there is some benefit to this exercise, especially for those of you who are struggling to build up the delts or those of you who may need to rehabilitate certain areas of the delts or the rotator cuff. So I hope this helps you out in your training, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and thanks a lot to the page supporters, and take care for now. Motion. Oh yeah!